All right, welcome everybody. We made it. Look who I found all the way out in Texas, I think, somewhere. Welcome everybody. This is day 7. We're working on your millionaire mind. And what we're doing today is interviewing people that really understand the concept of how do you actually attract the right mindset, hang on to it, and then use it to propel yourself further and higher in your business. And we have somebody who's truly iconic, Miss Clara Phillips. And Clara is a member of our Iconic Leadership Academy, but she's also a medical professional, has been in the medical field for over 40 years. And from that experience, she saw a lot of things going on with people's minds, and she decided she really wanted to do something about it and find a better way rather than just through medicine to help people transform and renew their lives. And so Clara came to us and she has a fabulous story about what she does. Clara is also a upcoming author as well and went through our author program. She has a great book coming up. Clara has a group of her own that I really want everyone to get to know, and she is a masterful storyteller. So thank you, Clara, for being here. Welcome.
Thank you for having me on.
Well, absolutely. With your busy schedule, it's an honor that you could squeeze us in. And I would love for you to kind of tell people a little bit about you, what you do, and a little bit about your process, and then we'll find out how we connected here.
Okay. Um, First of all, let me introduce myself and say welcome. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here. My name is Clara Phillips. I'm a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse for over 40 years. I founded Be Whole and Be Happy with IP. One of the things that I realized is that there's a lot more that is out there than what our minds or our eyes can actually see. Just because you don't see it does not mean that it does not exist. And attitude is everything. Being a teacher, also, I taught nurses, LVNs, and like I said, I am the founder and owner of Be Whole and Be Happy, and I founded the IP system, which I use on myself. And kind of been an ongoing process. I'm something. I am living my life, the best life ever. I just came back from San Antonio yesterday, and I haven't lived in my house for over 2 years. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to live with my son or stay with my son tonight. I am going to stay in my own bed. It was fabulous. I have one of those push button beds that actually lift your feet up and your head up and the back up because, when you're pulling on and taking care of patients and other people, sometimes it has the wear and tear on you. But I mean, I saw the sun go down and then I got to witness and see my backyard. It was fabulous. I'm still moving in and like I said, I'm having a great time. Um, Sometimes lemons happen in your life, but it's not what happens, it's how you deal with it. You see, 2 years ago, my house was down to the brick. When Houston had its freeze, well, my house was the worst one on the block. The trash was higher than my car. Every room in my house was knocked down. And there's a story, and I'm not going to tell a story here, but as you can see, I have a brand new house. But in the process of all of this happening, I decided I was going to do a Forrest Gump number. I was going to run, Clara, run. And that's exactly what I did. I ran. But what you run from, you run to. And I ran and became a traveling nurse, which is my funding job. But what I love most of all is that I'm able to take what I have and what I've learned over the 45 years, because it's been about 45 years of nursing, because I'm constantly teaching. And what I do, I'm good at because I love it. As Zig Ziglar says, you don't make the money. It's not about the money. It comes when you do what you enjoy the most. And that's what I do, teaching and helping others. As a matter of fact, that's my mantra. For all that I know nothing if I'm not able to share it and to show you the outcome of it. And as you can see, look behind me, my house. I'm enjoying it. I'm having the best time. Took up a hobby, which is gardening and cooking, and my family loves it. They love it. It's like I know my son misses me because I make grits and shrimp all the time. I make the soldier cookies. I mean, I'm having the best time. And on my funding job, the clients and the nurses love me also because I share. And I not only share my knowledge, but I also share the things that I do best. So I'm having the best time of my life. I get to travel, I get to meet new people, and my clients are enjoying this because they see me enjoying my life. And that's what life is supposed to be about. God said for you to prosper. You're not supposed to have the gloom and you're not supposed to be struggling. And what I found, which was the IP, which is the internal programming, I work it on myself. As a matter of fact, I had a challenge when I was in San Antonio. A person didn't keep their word. And what should happen? But a person came up and I got a better deal than what I had in the beginning. So I have learned to go within because this is a golden nugget. Catch it, please. You either go within or you're going to go without. And I have learned to go within. And with my clients, I make a bold statement. They don't try to get to their dream or their goal, they get there. And even some of them surpass, some of them get there, but no matter what, they spend an hour or a day with me, they're further along than they ever been in their life. There are people that have actually, in them 20 years, and they come to me, and within 2 days of working with me, people are wondering, like, who the hell is this? What's changed? And what has happened is 2 days with me, they have started to propel. I have some jaw-dropping clients where they'll say, Clara, I did this. And I'm like, oh, you really did. And I'm so excited because when they succeed, I feel like their little mama. When they succeed, it's almost like, hey, my kids have graduated. I'm so glad. But if you're a sports fan, it's like I'm a blocker. I will block, I will go to hell, twist anybody's arm, do whatever it takes to get them to that place called there. I'm not your typical coach. I'm not going to get on the phone with you and say, oh, what do you want to do today? No, we have a plan. We work the plan. We work it together. I'm there to support them. And even after they leave and they decide they've met their goal, I hear from them. Clara, thank you so much. Not only did you help me get to my goals, but you gave me the tools to deal with it afterwards. And that is success.
Clara, I love your energy. I love that. I could just imagine how happy it feels for your clients to go working with you, especially because they're coming to you um, needing some transformation. But tell me about your transformation because when you came, you had a big goal to be able to do your business on the beach in Aruba, and but you were
Oh,
sort of
I
over.
lived in Aruba. I lived for a whole month.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I lived there for a whole month, for 30 days there, and it was fabulous to see the silhouette of Venezuela. I mean, in the fog, I mean, the water was so clear. I went there 5 times. I don't know if you realize that. 5 times in one year, I went there. I
Wow.
want to go back there, but this time, when I go back, I don't want a house because with the salt water and everything, the corrosion. But I want to be on the 10th floor because there's something about water. I'm a fire site, but there's something about water where, well, it does. It quenches. It puts out the fire. It calms. And it's very calming just to see the motion or to look at the water. It's so calming. As a matter of fact, in my house, I'm going to get a little fountain just so that I can hear the water. The sound of the water is so
Wow.
soothing. And
You're
so,
you're
go
awesome
ahead. I'm
at
sorry.
sure, you're awesome at helping your clients manifest. And what is it that because you have, you know, decided that this is my thing, and you've spent a lot of time um, prior to working with us as far as really establishing your own unique process. IP is what you call it, internal programming, inner programming. And so, what was it like creating that? Because you sort of created that from scratch when you came into the academy. So, how?
There was a lot going on when I found you. And one of the things is I've had a lot of different coaches and some of the best. But the one thing about it is they had their associates and it was names and there was no accountability. And with you, it was accountability. I mean, you literally nailed us to the wall. And we had to tell you what we were doing and what was going on. But one of the things that I had learned, and one of the secrets is, being a secret organization, the School of the Prophets, where we learned to go within or to go without. I was able to formulate the IP, working with Archbishop and with you. I was able to learn. And one of the secrets that I do, and I don't mind saying, is I will take a person's name and I can profile them and find out exactly their personality, what to expect. And as a result, I do a lot of praying and foreseeing for them. And in the book that I have, The Lessons of Life, I give examples. As a matter of fact, I wish I'd known, I would have read the first introductory. And I encourage you, and I may do it on Transformational You, where it talks about, I don't want to say astral projecting, but it's in the story and it's a fictitious person. But she actually goes to a person who is supposed to help her. And what happens is he doesn't help her. She finds that she's going on her own way. And it talks about all the different things in life. And one of the reasons why I did the Transformational You, the group, is because when you transform, you change. So you can't be in the Transformational You and remain the same. And one of the things that I love about Transformational You is that, yes, I'm much, yes, one of the things is health. And so life goes on. It's not what happens, it happens to you. And they get to see the quirky things and the crazy things that happen, but they also see me coming out on top. Like my house when it transformed. And I was up there and I had possums out in the backyard and I was scared to death and I was putting up cardboard to keep them in and the roaches coming in from, all of that. But now look at my home now. It's brand new, a brand new start. And that can happen to anyone and everyone that actually comes into Transformational You, or even best, those of you who are in a relationship and not where you want it to be, or you have that job and because you do know that you can be what you intend to be. Sometimes you just don't know how to get there. And so I connect you to your roadmap that gets you there. And it's fabulous.
So, Clara, you have all your, you came in and you started building all these pieces. So you started with your group, as we say, your pond. And so you built the new Transformational You. And then you added to that as far as your whole program and perfected your program, IP. And you have some really great clients. You work with people in all of these different categories. And then you also joined us last year for the book program to write your book in 13 weeks.
Yes.
And
yes.
You came out of nowhere on that. And I don't know, did you have a book prior?
No. As a matter of fact, my sister's an author, and she hasn't even seen the book, but I consider myself always a better writer than her. And she does children's. And all of our siblings have done different things. But I enjoy, I would get there and all of a sudden the thought would pop up about this, and I was able to add little things on of my own life, like with the transformational you, and the IP. I use it on myself. I can't teach or show somebody anything that I can't and I haven't tried for myself, and it works. I mean, it's almost like my house, and I couldn't find anybody to help me. I in my mind I was like, I need an adjuster. I need an adjuster. I need somebody to help me. And who should come around within 2 to 3 days? A public adjuster. And he parked
Right.
right next to my house, between my house and another person. And I ran out and took the name. And he was able to fight for me when I couldn't fight for myself because he knew all the loops. And he got me a brand new house. It's those kind of things. You learn to look and say, you know what, this is not happening, but it doesn't have to stay that way.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, just because it happens to the person next to you and they don't know what to do. I talk about the crab syndrome or the frog. A
Mhm.
crab, if you know the crab, and you put them into a pot, and
Yeah.
what you will find is you always have one that is going to do its best to get out of the pot. But what happens is you get another crab, a hater. I call them haters, that will grab them and pull them right back in there. They can't get out. They don't know how to get out.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, um,
I think
so
for a
what
lot
they
of
will
people,
do,
oh, go
yes,
ahead. So for a lot of people watching and they're
the,
trying to get their business
with
going, th- they feel a lot of that. Like a lot of things are pulling them down, keeping them from being able to get going on their business or come up with the right ideas. And the reason I really wanted you to come on here is because you do such an amazing job of taking you had so many times that you got knocked down and knocked down and knocked down. I mean, losing your entire home, being all over the place, living in hotels, but then you had your dream of you wrote an amazing book, you lived in Aruba. So ups and downs and ups and downs. What are some of the keys? I mean, you're now in our mastermind group, and does it help um, being able to have a variety of different people to kind of bounce things off of and experiences and that type of thing?
well, you know what? Yes, it does. But one of the things that I tell my clients, because there's a lot more to it than just the IP. We do mapping. We do the vision where you got to see yourself there. And the
Mhm.
one thing, for example, I was talking to a person who started telling me all of his faults. And you got to look at him and say, you know what? You're perfect. You're perfect the way you are. You're gorgeous. You're perfect. You see, we can find so many flaws with ourselves. And I will just teach my clients, and I do this myself. I don't tell all of my dreams because you have people, if they can't see it, rather than to say, hey, that's great, it will, they will knock you. You see, I was a person that had so many different problems. I couldn't have children. I got two now. I had every person calling me and telling me, Clara, we're really worried about you. You're a nurse. You could have one of those pseudo pregnancies. Even my ex husband and had said to me, you got to stop. They're talking about that crazy woman in 3202 who happens to be you. About, hey, you're going to have a son and you're going to name him Samuel. Well, Samuel is now 40 years old. I could not look at what the people were saying. I had to speak it out. I had to see it. As a matter of fact, I have the blanket that I made for him. It's right over here. If you would like to see it, I have. When everybody called me the crazy woman in 3202, let me run and get it for you real quick. Hold on.
I just love her. She is such a great example
It's
of
right
mind
here.
mastery.
It is. This blanket is over 40 some odd years old. It is over 40 years old. When people called me that crazy woman, and I did it all by hand, they used to have the kits. They called me that crazy woman in 3202. They would talk to me, and then when I started talking about I was believing God for a son, I was going to have a son, and I was going to name him Samuel, which meant the only way he was going to get there was through God. I had every kind of problem that you could think of that could stop me from having a child. And he came by earlier. Hey, Mom, how you doing? Can I help you with the movie? I could not listen to what the world would say. I had to listen to what my heart would say. And
Exactly.
my heart would say, just stand on the word, irregardless to what anybody says, and believe God. And when people would say to me, well, you can't believe God for that, I said, tell him. God loves a black horse. Tell him. And I stood on the word. And I had a person come up to me and say, you got a blessing. Was it easy? No. There was a time when they said he wasn't moving right. They had to do the testing, and I was in tears. But when I was in tears, I heard the word saying, this will leave you. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And he was. He was okay. He was okay. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, he's still okay. I have two sons now, Samuel and Stephen. And
So,
it's being
so
true to yourself.
yeah, yeah. So a lot of people here in the Sort of Scale workshop are kind of starting over. They've been doing something that they like for a while, but then that kind of fades, that it's not as interesting and they've lost their passion for it. And now they're searching. And you know how it is with a lot of people when they're searching, then they try everything, right? Just try to find something. What do you recommend to people when they are like, can't figure out what should I do? What's my next move? Because I think that's what a lot of people are doing here. They feel like something's missing, and then they hear you're on fire, and you have you've built out an amazing business in the last just 2 years. Um, what would you say to people who are looking at you in your now stage, but they're in your beginning stage?
Truth. You've got to be true to you. You know, um, one of the things that I do, and I love, and I'm a person, you know what? Some of them are happy with me. Some of them, like last week, kind of looked like me like, you ask questions. And that's one of the, I judge, I ask you questions. Questions that will make you think, that will make you think about that relationship, that will make you think about that job. Somebody else may do very, very well at a job, and you may come along and you may hate it. It's not that there's something wrong with you. That is not what you enjoy doing. That's not your passion. And if you don't stand up for what you believe, you're going to find yourself running around and falling for anything and everything, because people will tell you who you are. People will tell you what you can and cannot do. But the one thing that you've got to do is turn on fire and be true to yourself. Because you know what? My grandfather, Gilbert Scott, said, you are your best friend. Nobody knows you better than you. And you know that song with the frog and the princess and the frog and dig a little deeper. You just gotta dig a little deeper, and you'll find
Right.
yourself. You will find that passion.
Awesome.
And
Awesome. I
call me.
love it.
I will ask you the questions, and you'll.
Oh, I lost you there for a second there.
I can't hear you.
I think there might be a slight delay, but so Clara, now that you are back, you've gone through all sort of destruction. You've got your home now. You're settled in. Your business is thriving. You're actually you just recently became an alumni with us, and so you committed to another 2 years with us. what do you see happening for your business going forward?
Fire! I see fire. I see fire. Um, and people say, "Are you always like this?" Yes, because when you learn to you learn not to get upset with the small things. You learn that attitude of gratitude, irregardless. You watch your bank account go up, and you watch it go down, and you don't worry because you know that it's okay. It's like millionaires that turn around and they lose their money, and then all of a sudden they're back to millionaires again. Why? Because they've gone through that process. And because of the process, people say, "Oh well, I failed. I this didn't happen." No, you might fall forward. You get up, you learn from it. Imagine Thomas Edison over 10,000 times failing with the electricity, the bulb. Did it? Did he fail? Do they talk about the number of times he failed? No. They only talk about the success. See,
Right.
people don't care about and they don't remember the failures, except maybe family members or somebody real close to you. But the majority of people don't. They only know that success. And
Yep.
that's what really counts. You to get to that place called there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm practically
You're
there.
there. You're
And
there.
because I have a passion for what I do.
Right, right. And that's really what we're all talking about is like be iconic, do the thing that's unique to you and don't be a mirror of somebody else. So I want to you're there and I want to thank you for being here and coming on the show, sharing your insights with everybody. Your energy is just, it just always makes me smile and it's super contagious. You have a great TV show and in your group. And I would love to, we'll put down in the group below a link to your group. New Transformational You on Facebook. She's got a fabulous show.
Yes, please
Every
do.
Thursday.
I'm a seller.
And what we'll also do is we will put, just type hashtag Clara if you want Clara to reach out to you. If you have some questions and you want to find out what is she drinking because it's working. Um, so I really want to thank you, Clara, for taking some time out on your weekend um, and sharing like what can really happen when you just commit to your business and you just go all in and you create your own unique process and your IP is great. So if you guys aren't familiar with IP, just type in hashtag Clara down below and she'll hop on a 5-10 minute call with you and figure out what do you need to know and how can she help you. She's awesome. So thank
Thank
you
you.
again, Claire, for being here. And it's
Thank
perfect
you.
having you here on Mindset Sunday. And everybody else, we will just want to let you know that we will be continuing on and we're going to be back here on Monday at 5 p.m. and then Tuesday at 5 p.m. And then that's it. Everything goes away. So now is the time to book your call. And all you have to do is type hashtag call down below and we'll hop on a call because the biggest thing is that everything's going to go away. All the replays will disappear and there's nothing to go back to. And I know 9 days of content is a lot. I know not everybody can be here every day. So I know there's some replays that you might want to get. So what we'll do is we'll put in the comments where you can get that. Just do hashtag replay. And we'll also put a link in there so you can go straight there. You've got till midnight on Tuesday, the 7th to watch all of those. Okay. After that, they disappear. But if you want to keep them, just type hashtag keep. If you want to keep all the replays after we take them down, just do #keep. And we will make sure that you have an opportunity to keep them, watch them at your own pace, and throw in some extra bonuses and extra coaching for you on that too. Okay. So let's see what else. Tomorrow at noon, and on Monday at noon, I'm going to do a quick Zoom. So if you want to hop on and say hi, if you couldn't find a spot on my calendar, hop on a Zoom call and let's talk, and we'll introduce you to other members of the Academy so you can ask them anything. All of us have an open book and we're happy to answer anything for you. And remember, don't just let it sit in your head, okay? The only way you're going to get more information is to go to the source. So there's a link right down here. Okay. And that's where you can go to get all the replays. If you need a workbook still, go there and get the workbook. And then if you want to become a VIP and just keep it all, and after it all disappears, then just go click on the VIP button. We'll take care of that. But you can now go there, watch those. And then there's a button there that you can click on to go and check out what is the Iconic Leadership Academy. I'm going to show you some more stuff on that on Monday. And, you know, you've been meeting some of the other people. Everybody has like a different business, and it doesn't matter what you do. It's not a cookie cutter thing that you're going to do, but you're going to do something that you fall in love with. And as you can see with everyone that's been here, they are absolutely on fire about their business. And when they started, it just wasn't the case, right? We had Sherry just tell us a few minutes ago, when on her first call with me, she did everything she could to not be crying, right? And Angie's like, I don't even have a business. I didn't even know what to do with one, right? And Clara had been in business over 40 years and said, hey, I'm going to do a U-turn on this, and I'm going to create something that's much more empowering for people. So you then heard Angie, who said, oh, I'm so down in the hole. But 6 months later, she's making 6 figures and spending like a mad woman, right? So everybody has a unique story. When you do come into the Academy, of course, you will get copies of all of these books. So you will get a copy of SOAR. You will also get a copy of Power of a Wish. We'll send the hardbounds to you, okay? You're going to get the 21-Day Mind Mastery. You're also going to get, where's my other book here? The Everyday Heroes. If you missed it, Angie and I were just on a show. Here we go. We were just doing this class talking about everyday heroes and SOAR. So anything that you guys need. We also have, of course, a vault with everything inside. I'm going to show you that on Monday. We have over 250 resources that you can tap into and use at any point. Plus, you have accountability. Someone who's actually going to follow up with you, like Clara said. She wasn't as gentle, but she said, I nail you to the wall. But hey, you're paying to make sure you get results, right? So we want you to have the great results. We're going to hold you accountable. We're going to be there for you. We're going to nurture you along the way. You actually get training with me, we don't just ship you off to somebody else. And so every week I am training you and developing you myself on growing your business and building out your strategy and moving you from one milestone to the next. And then we also help you with the most essential thing that you have to do with your business. You have to actually make sure you have a social presence. And we do special training on social media as well. You can go to the iconicway.com, and that'll take you to take a look at the Iconic Leadership Academy. And I'm happy to, show you behind the scenes and give you a tour of all the different programs. We also have the funnel gallery. So all of your web content is already done. Your email's done, right? Your branding for your group and your status and your platform, done. We take care of all of that for you. So we do the heavy lifting. All you have to do is show up and follow 4 steps. That's it. 4 simple steps. Okay. And if you can do that, then you can grow your business and scale it to 7 figures in 1 year or less. And so it worked for me. First time I went out, 17 days, put something together from nothing. and made $51,040. Doubled it the next time and continued to do that, and then made $1.4 million in 9.5 months just by following 4 simple steps. All right. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. Everyone you see here has a different business, but they follow the steps and they have great results. So if you want to be able to elevate your mind, right? We've got that. If you want to skyrocket your business, we have the Iconic Leadership Academy. When you need the support and the nurture, we have that. We're there with you 5 days a week, and you have full access to us and the community. And we do also have some right now products. Some of you are starting and you don't really have anything. We'll take care of that too. Okay. So if you would like more information on how it all works, we would love to have a call with you. Just have #call, and we will see you back here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Thanks, everybody.